Jamie Muir, the wildly unconventional percussionist whose brief but impactful tenure with King Crimson helped shape their legendary 1973 album Larks, Tongues, and Aspic, has died at the age of 82. The news was confirmed by former Crimson drummer Bill Bruford, who described Muir as a beautiful human being with a profound influence on his own career. From Bill Bruford's social media, Jamie Muir died today, February 17, 2025, in Cornwall, UK, with his brother George by his side. Jamie was the drummer-percussionist with whom I worked on the King Crimson album Larks, Tongues, and Aspic in 1973. He had a volcanic effect on me, professionally and personally, in the brief time we were together many years ago, an effect which I still remember half a century later. I'm sorry we lost touch, but his departure from our working relationship was so sudden and unexpected, I sort of assumed he didn't want anything more to do with me and my colleagues in King Crimson. He was a lovely artistic man, childlike in his gentleness. There was probably a dark side underneath. It could be glimpsed as he climbed the PA stacks in a wolf's fur jacket, blood from a capsule pouring from his mouth on a rainy Thursday night in Preston Lancs, to hurl chains across the stage at his drum kit. One of these, Robert Fripp will tell you, only narrowly missed him. His conversations with John Anderson at my 1973 wedding party, in John's words, changed my life. Jamie also changed mine. I consider it a privilege to have known and benefited from the company of a man of such quiet power, even briefly. He struck me as one of those about whom one might truthfully say he was a beautiful human being. He will be much missed. Goodbye, Jamie. Muir's contributions to Larks, Tongues, and Aspic were anything but traditional, known for his chaotic theatrical stage presence, often wearing animal skins and hurling chains at his drum kit. He introduced an arsenal of unconventional instruments, from rattles and chimes to plastic bottles and bird calls. His avant-garde approach helped redefine Crimson's sonic landscape, pushing the band into uncharted experimental territory. Despite his seemingly limitless creativity, Muir's time with King Crimson was fleeting. After the album's release, he abruptly left the group to become a Buddhist in Scotland. Though an official statement at the time attributed his departure to an onstage injury, Muir later revealed that his spiritual calling had simply overtaken his passion for music. His influence, however, lingered. His suggestion that Larks, Tongues, and Aspic should be the album's title cemented one of the most distinctive names in progressive rock history. Muir would later resurface briefly in the 1980s, collaborating with avant-garde musicians such as Derek Bailey and Avon Parker, as well as playing alongside fellow Crimson alums Michael Giles on the soundtrack for the 1983 British film Ghost Dance. But by the 1990s, he had left music behind entirely, dedicating himself to painting, a discipline he practiced until his death. Muir's artistic journey was one of constant transformation, from boundary-pushing percussionist to devoted monk and ultimately a reclusive painter. While his time in the spotlight was brief, his impact on King Crimson and progressive music remains undeniable. A true visionary who followed his own path without compromise, leaving behind a legacy of fearless creativity and spiritual exploration. Rest in peace, Jamie Muir.